Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. So we have a huge announcement that has come out from the Imperium at the State of the Goonion last night. I haven't been able to get one out straight away because I was away with work, and we are live from the front lines now in Atioth. So I'm going to play the announcement by Asher, and where he gives a little bit of history on where we've been in the last 6 years, just in case you don't know or you are relatively new to the game, because there are a lot of people that are new to the game and new to Goons and new to WinterCo as well. So I'm going to play that in a minute, and this is currently Atioth, which is our closest system in Geminate, which we've been fighting. We killed the test keepstar not that long ago in here. We've now got our own keepstar anchoring, which we are just looking at, just going to look at now. So it online's Monday. This is in Atioth, Treat Star, a great name. We also have a Fortizar there, I believe. Do we have one over there? No, we do not have one over there. So we've got that Fortizar. We've got our Fortizar over there, which we've been moving stuff into. And as you can see, people are moving stuff in now. So I'm going to get straight into the video, and where we are going to be discussing, I'm going to put some footage of move ops and stuff like that on, not specifically from this one, because don't want to give away intel on just exactly how much has been moved. So we're going to move over to that and play the announcement as we go through the video. So this is a huge war announcement. Goon Swarm are officially going to war.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Let's get going with this one. So I don't want to dwell too long on the past, but the survey definitely showed us that there are a lot of players who are actually new, brand new, haven't been here that long. So I'm going to give you a brief rundown of the last 6 years, and then we'll move forward. So starting 6 years ago, we win World War B, but we win just barely. And that's a whole different story. I'm not going to go through all of that. You can talk. In fact, on a fleet's a great time to talk about that kind of thing in the past, but we win just barely. A year after that I took over, we started rebuilding. We had extreme debt. We had low income. I would say that our leadership was tired. We started rebuilding. We started focusing on the fundamentals. At the time, our main enemy was Pandemic Horde. If you started playing the last 5 months or so, you've probably never heard of them. But they were bigger, they were more wealthy than us. This is Eve, though. You can't just say, hey, hold on for the next 3 years while we rebuild. That just doesn't work. So we would fight them against bad odds. We spent years jumping into jam systems where they controlled the gates, and we would eat beamer dreads, just tearing our battleship fleets apart. And at the time, many would say to me like, Asher, why don't we just drop dreads on them? Why do we give them the advantage? But the truth was we didn't have the juice to fight them at the time. You take the best fights that you can, but we didn't have it then. But we started pushing forward. We fought the B2 coalition with the B2 coalition in the north, and many of them are with us today, actually. And then Horde started a plan to choke Delve. They started a plan to surround Delve, and they moved to catch. They got allies to move around us. And instead, we started to move ourselves forward. This is good. All right. We spent the time changing our perspective and moving forward, pushing with impetus. We pushed into catch. We drove them out of catch. We started the Great Skylift, and we moved our entire coalition forward. Then again, we moved to their border, and we decided to drive them back even further. Our goals at the time were clear. We wanted good leadership, a willingness to take fights, forward motion, impetus. So we got to Horde's doorstep, and they were so terrified of loss, they imploded in a way that we've never seen before from a mega block in Eve. It's been 5 months since those noble monks lit their alliance on fire to protest the idea of losing on a BR, and it's time for us to push forward again. The galaxy is divided into 3 different mega groups. The enemy to the north is one we have never seriously fought before. We're going to turn our sights on Winter Coalition. I had Corps Diplomatique compare the size of the Imperium and Winter Coalition, and we are within 6% of each other. So it's about as close as a mega block can get. But they are heavily skewed to one time zone. Imperium is more spread out over all time zones. So, the Imperium will now embark on another great challenge. We have no idea of the results. WinterCo has never been pushed in a serious way because of their time zone advantage. Immediately after I'm finished speaking, we will begin packing and departing to deploy into Winter Coalition space. Our goal is simple. We will attempt to destroy their staging keepstar in Geminate. We have a specific time frame that we wish to accomplish this in, and we will respect your time and effort while still trying to reach this goal. This is going to be a first for us. We've never seriously attacked in this time zone. In the past, we were dropping structures in their space. We were happy to have subcap brawls for as long as they wanted. Many of you guys came to me and said, hey, what about dread balls? I said, just be patient. Because we knew the same losers that burnt out their last coalition had fled like rats to the WinterCo coalition, and they would not be able to resist their habits. They started doing the same thing that had happened before, jamming systems, endless beam dreads, all that stuff. But we paid our dues. Our time of, grin and bear it, it's over. They didn't owe us anything in those fights. We offered them weekly battleship brawls. They chose Hell Dunks or Blue Balls again. So we don't owe them anything either. We offered, they declined. Now we're going to go back and fully test ourselves. So wax your Tiger Claw, dust off your Dread, power up your Super, undock your Titan. They're all going. We're going to challenge them again, but this time we're not going to hold anything back. For the pilots of WinterCo, for years, people in EVE have said your only advantage is your time zone. They've said that you could win the MER, but you can't win a war. Now we're giving yourself something that no one's ever given you before. An enemy coming to your space on your terms. So we want to know, are you a sleeping dragon or a paper tiger? Show us what you're made of. To the pilots of the Imperium, I just threw down the gauntlets. We're going to be fighting uphill against our peer who has every advantage. We'll have to prove who we are. I do this because I believe in you. I believe you will rise to the challenge, and I believe that we can win this. There's going to be actions across all time zones, but I need you to commit that on the weekends you will arrange your schedule so you can fight in the Pacific time zone. We can only win the final battles in their time zone, and if we can't win those, we won't make any progress. So leadership is ready. I need you guys to show up so that we can win this battle. As soon as this is over, fleets are going out, pings are going out, a packing list will be posted. Start packing. This is a great test of our power. We fought for many years with our hands tied behind our backs. Now we've cut the ropes, but the challenge is no less great. I'll see you on the battlefield. Now please rise for our national anthem.
When you find yourself inside a bubble, hold your cloak away from me. Always follow orders, little bees. And in your hour of darkness, you will hear instructions come from me. Always follow orders, little bees. Little bees, little bees, little bees, little bees. Wait for your instructions, little bees. sound of music. Uncle Sewers sings to me drunken words of wisdom. Let it be. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. Speaking words of wisdom. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. And for boss destruction. Little bit.
As you just heard from Asher, what you have heard is a official war declaration between the Imperium down here and WinterCo up here. Two biggest blocks in the game, two of the biggest groups in the game. The huge issues that are going to be our time zone, because all of WinterCo's structures and Sov is in China time zone, so that means we've got one hell of a challenge going to attack that time zone where they are very, very powerful and we are not so. Yes, we do have more numbers on paper than them, and it's going to be an interesting one. A guy has made a tool to look at coalitions and compare coalitions, which we're actually going to do in tomorrow's, in Monday's Eve weekly news video. We're going to be breaking this down in much more detail. So we have moved from here in CTAC J, we've moved capitals to KTAC I and are jumping them into Atioth. So as you heard, the war goals is to destroy the 4TAC H keepstar, staging keepstar in Geminate. So with us being here, we will have our capitals, super capitals, and titans from Monday. When that keepstar is online, we will have them in range to be able to hit wherever. It will then be down to whoever is willing to commit the super carriers and titans to a fight, because both sides have almost an unlimited number of dreads, and it's going to be a case of who's going to commit that titan and super carrier fleet. This is not, contrary to common belief, this is not going to be a war of extermination. This is not goons saying, right, we are going to delete WinterCo from the map. We are going to destroy Geminate, see how the resistance is. I imagine if there's very, very minimal resistance, like if WinterCo like, meh, let them have it, let them take it, and then we'll take it back like Horde did, and then we'll take it back when they go. Once we leave, they may well do. But if they don't put a resistance up, the war goals might change like they did against Horde, and we just keep pushing forward until we get that big fight, which everyone wants. Everyone wants a big super cap showdown. Everyone wants it. The downtime to downtime fights. That's what the people are after. And if we keep pushing, I don't know how it's going to stop there. I don't know what's going to happen with the initiative war against them, because they're going to be attacked on both sides, which we had it happen to us down in Delve. So you can defend against it. You do lose a lot of stuff, but you can defend against it and bounce back. So we got put down to one constellation out of our space, and after a few years we bounced back and we're back in this position now. So if you lose all your structures, you're fine, as long as you don't. If you lose your entire super cap fleet, like titans and supers, you're done in null set. You are absolutely done. That's it. You're hanging up your coat. You're done. But if you keep your super cap fleet and you just lose your structures, then you can always rebuild like we did. But I'm going to be diving into much more detail on Monday with this one, guys. So obviously make sure you stay tuned for that one. And we're going to get stuck in with a lot of detail there. So I'm going to be doing a lot of digging and diving and getting some facts and figures up and getting as much accurate numbers as possible. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Just wanted to get this one out there to announce that we are going to war once again. So many more videos coming on that. And I know you guys like the fight videos and the breakdown videos of the fight, so hopefully I'll be around to do some of those. But with Chinese time zone on the weekends, it's going to be difficult for me, that one, but I'll do my best, and I hope you enjoy these ones, guys.